Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Danganronpa 2 Bitte bei das Spiel. In der letzten Folge haben wir Gantam angeschuldigt. Nagito ist noch verrückter geworden, als er sonst schon war. Aber Gantam hat ein Comeback gestartet, ein Rebuttal, so wie Sonja es haben wollte. Und argumentiert jetzt, dass er hätte gar nicht die Häuser wechseln können, wobei wir ja wissen, dass er es durchaus hätte tun können, wenn er der Mörder ist. Weil der Mörder die Ultimate Weapon wusste. Also nicht nur, dass das Haus 1 ist, sondern halt, dass man auch durch die Häuser abwechseln kann. Dass es einen Geheimgang gibt. Das wissen wir ja durch Nagito, da war ja kurz dahin sein Schuh drin war und er diesen Gang auch benutzt hat.
Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the grape house side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House.
Ja.
For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
Doch.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Nee, ist sie nicht.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Ja. Ist es auch.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Nee, ich glaub schon. That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Make your argument.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
Nee, du, Gantam, das machen wir nicht. A contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction I can shoot through. I'm going to find out what that is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot through the contradiction.
That elevator, the only means of travel, as long as that elevator...
Okay.
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return...
Since I was at Strawberry, there's no question that the following...
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me?
Why don't we stop this already?
Sofort, Gantam, sofort. Bei Anfang.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Oh komm!
As long as that
Ich hab
elevator...
getroffen.
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot...
Since I was at Strawberry, there's no question that the...
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you... Why don't we stop this?
Ja, mal schnell durch.
That elevator was the only means of travel between...
No, that's wrong!
Ja. Genau.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Genau.
Such a method does not exist.
Doch, du weißt davon, Gantam, und wir wissen auch davon, dank Nagito. Also, Chiaki und Hajime wissen ja auch davon, weil sie waren ja vor Ort, als Nagito auf einmal in Grape House auftauchte.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Wo ist er denn? Da. Hallo, Nagito.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
Genau.
What are you talking about?
Fang jetzt nicht schon wieder damit an.
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Ja. Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House.
Genau.
Isn't that right?
Super, richtig.
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off.
Kann ich nicht Nagito umbringen?
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down...
Ja.
Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Genau.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Wie bitte?
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
Das ist unmöglich. Dann könnt ihr ja gar nicht das mit dem Aufzug gemacht haben, Gantam.
There's no way they didn't know.
Genau.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
Nein, das mit dem Aufzug und dem Fallschaden mit der Kamau wäre gar nicht möglich gewesen, weil der Killer das gar nicht gewusst hätte. Er hätte versucht, der Kamau anders umzubringen, nicht auf die Art und Weise.
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
So.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Bin ich schon wütend, Gantam? Okay, Rebuttal Showdown.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Hallo? Oh, ich habe schon alle benutzt. Argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. I need to skillfully cut back against his words so he doesn't outpace me.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Ja, ich hab nicht so viele Dinge.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Ah, cool. Hat doch geklappt.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Ja.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur!
Hallo, ich mach nach oben!
If you don't want to at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Okay, ja, das wollte ich auch nicht.
Damn it!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple
Oh.
planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Manchmal nimmt er halt nicht meine Bewegung richtig an. Das nervt mich ein bisschen.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say!
Damn it!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Oh Gott. Oh Gott.
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't at least pray.
Nein, wieso taucht das dann auf? Das ist voll gemein.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of...
Allow me to cut through those words!
So. Puh.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower.
Ja.
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
Ja, das kommt auch noch dazu.
The only place I can think of is the Octagon.
Ich hab jetzt das Seil genommen, weil, ne, wegen dem Fall-Dings.
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Wir haben das nicht gesehen, als wir dort waren, Nagito. Also, du und ich.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
Genau.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
Genau. Na, Gantam, es wird immer dünner, das Eis.
Seems this is the end.
Muss ich leider Nagito zustimmen.
Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
War gemein.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded.
Ich glaub schon.
They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
Und die Waffen?
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Aber wie hätte er den Knopf drücken können?
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me!
Okay.
Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
Das hat er gerade gesagt. Du hast gerade Gantum zugestimmt.
Appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
Ja, das ist blöd. Wenn man das nicht kann. Gibt es einige Mittel dagegen? Solltest dich mal erkunden, Gundam, wenn du tot bist. Doch, Moment mal. Ja. Aber gut, hier beende ich mal die Folge. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zusehen, sage tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal und auf Wiedersehen bei Danganronpa 2, getreutes Wer. Tschüss.